And we could take in the order. Degi first, for as you see in the list of presenters. If you want to comment quickly, Degi, on what you've thought of during this session. Thank you.
No, there was a very lot of useful feedback and a lot to digest in a very quick period. But some of the suggestions were very valuable. Like somebody was commenting about integrating climate smart agriculture in the education system, and I think that is absolutely must and necessary action to take. Also the win-win situation, and if I also encourage the participants to send us an email after this to share if there is such win-win situation that you have, you would like to share. This would be very useful. And also, I want to say, using this opportunity, having microphone on, that you know, I see in the participants there are a lot of people who have a lot of experience and very rich experience in rural advisory services. And if any of the participants would like to answer some of the questions, I would like to welcome them to do so in question and answer session. And the questions shouldn't be always, you know, one way direct into the speakers at this moment. But the panel discussion, the feedback session was very useful, and there is a lot to digest. Maria.
Okay, thank you very much, Degi, for your comment. I would then give the floor to Rashid if he has some comments on other people's presentations.
Actually, I like the whole Costa Rica experience because it's from the personal kind of field experience on implementing this kind of a initiative. I like the whole point of consumer awareness, which I have never thought about previously. So I think it was something which I would like to know more. And another is, people have been talking about one is increasing the need for increasing public investments in rural advisory services, which is something very important. Another is having a kind of a policy on climate smart agriculture at the national level, because I could see that's kind of people talking about contradictions between the chemical intensive agriculture and the kind of environmentally sustainable kind of an agriculture. Another is, as Degi has also pointed out, incorporating this climate smart agriculture in the curricula, especially the university curricula. Another question is about how do you convince the governments, and I could see that in many countries, which I was seeing it even in India, that now senior managers, it is not merely the technical knowledge on climate change is not something only the field practitioners should have. Especially the senior managers need to have kind of real training, not only on climate change, importance of climate change and how it affects agriculture, but also in terms of different instruments like the frameworks and plans and the climate funds, and how to develop collaborative proposals with other ministries and other set of actors. I think these are few things which needs probably more strengthening. This is what I could see. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rashid. I think I'll be back to what you said very shortly, because we have an interesting question from the audience about coordination among different actors. But now I will give the floor to Roberto if he wants to comment something on other people's presentations.
All the speakers are talking about the importance of climate smart agriculture, the importance of to have a very strong political policy framework in order to stimulate. There is a comment about how to involve policy makers in terms of how to improve, to foster climate smart agriculture. Yeah, I think it's a very important challenge and difficult to reach, because especially governments sometimes are not worried. We can see the recent decision from a very important country in terms of emissions. What are they deciding in order to continue producing without worries about the carbon, the emissions in terms of carbon. So, and the message I want to say is, yeah, of course, it's difficult to convince government. It is governments have to decide what people want. What is the concept of development of the country, and in according to the concept, they have to put in practice the policies in order to get good goals. But in general, I like to see that the common message from the three speakers are quite similar in terms of the importance, in terms of the challenges, in terms of the experiences we are doing. Would be nice in the next forum on climate smart agriculture forum of Gaza to have experiences in the field in order to see and to understand how the place where the forum is going to be is trying to get good goals in terms of climate smart agriculture. Thank you so much for all.
Okay, thank you, Roberto, very much for your comment. Both Rashid and you mentioned the importance of getting institutions involved in promoting CSA. And my question, actually, it's not my question, but we got it from the audience, is that actually we are now aware that intervening under the umbrella of the CSA approach, for example, promoting a different way of doing by the Rural Advisory Services goes well beyond the domain of the Ministry of Agriculture, and it involves other very important topics like environment, finance, trade, health. So it's like the number of actors we should take count of, it's getting bigger and bigger. So and we spoke a lot about the need for coordinating with all these actors. So the question is, are there experiences, according to you and your experiences, on coordination with all these actors to increase the effectiveness of the rural service advisory services at the country level or at the regional level, at the local level? What do you think about that? Maybe Costa Rica experience in this sense, and also Rashid experience in this sense could be particularly useful.
Yeah, we in Costa Rica, we in Costa Rica tried to put in practice a methodology from the farmer to the policy makers. I mean, it is important in the new in the programs for the future in terms of the triple objectives of climate smart agriculture, to have as point of departure what farmers are perceiving about the climate effects in the field, and what are they doing in order to be successful and to reduce the impact of climate climate effects in field. And then, in terms of what they are doing and how they see the effects, the regions, the local, the municipalities or the local offices have to put in practice plans in order to solve the problems, the practical problems at the farm level. Yeah, this is crucial. And then, of course, in terms of the national policy frame, the government has to put in practice and to innovate in the system, in the rural advisory services, in order to solve the problems and of course with a national vision. In Costa Rica, for example, nowadays, one interesting vision is to be sea neutral in 2021. So private sector is participating very hard in order to contribute to get the goal, because this is competitiveness for the country. So for me, the point of departure is what is happening in local areas, what is happening, what is the vision of the farmers. Thank you so much.
May I? Can I say something?
Yes, please, Rashid.
Actually, there are several, when we did a review of literature on what is the experience with different types of collaboration among the different actors, we could see there's a lot of project experiences, especially in many programs which are funded by the CCAFs, Climate Change, Agriculture and Food Security Project. You'll see a lot of collaboration among the different actors coming together. But then I would say, no, these are special projects, which is implemented in many countries. Another example which we have been trying to look at is the experience in Ghana with the climate advisory support to farmers in Ghana. That again is a project where different partners are involved, and there is a lot of funding and attention going to promote multi-sector collaboration. But my feeling is that in many of the special projects, I am not sure what happens after the funding ends and everybody whether that kind of a collaboration will continue or so. Thanks.
Okay, Rashid, thank you very much. I think actually we are running out of time, but I would like to conclude the panel session maybe with a more general question that I would address to Degi, and the question would be, what could be the key factors to draw the attention about the role of climate-smart agriculture to the concerned stakeholders that, as we are seeing during the webinar, are getting more and more? Please, Degi. Degi, can you hear us? Not sure she's still online. Hello? Okay, probably. Okay, but we can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. Degi?
Yeah, we seem to have a bit of an issue. Let's take another question in the meantime, and then Degi can come in at the later stage.
Okay. I would just ask maybe Rashid again, and as actually we received quite a lot of questions about the financial support that is needed by Rural Advisory Service, and how is it possible to attract funding, for example, from the private sector, especially for fostering innovation, which is often based on disruptive solutions that themselves imply high level of risk? What do you think about this?
I think if you're talking about the public sector RAS have been often limited by the kind of budgets which they receive from the Ministry of Agriculture or the Department of Agriculture. At the moment, they don't have a kind of an incentive to look for partnerships and try to raise money, though they are still very much underfunded. We have been talking about public-private partnerships in rural advisory, RAS delivery, but actually we have not had much good experiences of sharing of resources and both different partners coming and investing resources. There could be success and there could be examples in terms of implementation, but in terms of financing, I'm not seeing much experiences of different partners coming and collaborating and putting their resources and joint funding of initiatives. So this is something which is important, but I would say we don't have a great record within the rural advisory services on doing that.